top of the day to you, wherever you are across the face of the earth. This is Sports Africa. Of course, this is where we um, talk about football and, of course, other sports across the continent. How are you doing? How is everything? Of course, I lead the, the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers, of course, will be concluded between Monday and Tuesday, of course, across the face of the continent of Africa. And sadly, the Black Stars of Ghana, well, some people are saying that the Black Stars are already done and out, but I think mathematically they could still qualify. My name remains Ashalo Lafem, by the way, before I forget how to introduce myself once again. James Agberebi, unfortunately, is unavoidably absent, but of course, this has to go on today. Okay, so like I was saying, the Black Stars of Ghana, for the first time in 21 years, are on the verge of missing out on the AFCON. And of course, if that happens, it is going to be the sixth time since the Black Stars who have been failing to participate at the African World Cup. That is how some people in other parts of the world describe the AFCON. Of course, we'll be looking at, we'll be breaking down each of the group, and you will see that, well, miracles happen, miracles does happen, and of course, maybe the Black Stars might just be one lucky country, of course, to qualify to pick the last ticket in Group F. Okay, so let's get started. By the way, before, of course, we get into that, let's talk about the 6 times that the Black Stars have failed to qualify for the AFCON. Particularly, I have not concluded that they might be missing the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. But okay, let's just do it anyway. In 1972, of course, they missed the AFCON in Cameroon. Then in 1974 again, they missed the AFCON in Egypt. Then in 1986, of course, also in Egypt, the Black Stars weren't there. Then in 1994 in Tunisia, where, of course, Nigeria won, of course, for their second title. And of course, Tunisia 2004, they're also not there. And in 2025, like I said, some have added that to the list already. But I don't know. I look through these 6 times or the 5 times before we conclude about Morocco. I look at the times that the Black Stars have failed to qualify for the AFCON. I realize that 4 of the 5 times have been in when the North Africans hosted the AFCON. So I don't know if there is any correlation with that. And Morocco will be hosting the 2025 AFCON. Well, I don't know, but we wish the Black Stars all the best. Of course, Ghanaians are not happy with Otto Addo, and they are demanding for his resignation. I don't know what you think, particularly our Ghanaian fans. I don't know what you think. Do you think Otto Addo should be fired if he fails to throw in the towel? Because the 2026 World Cup qualifiers is done pretty well, though the qualifiers is yet to be concluded. But for the AFCON qualifiers, just 3 points out of 5 matches. It is terrible. It is for the caliber of the size of the footballing nation that Ghana are. It is very, very terrible. Don't forget that for 42 years now, they have not won the AFCON. So that is what actually makes it so bad or looks so bad in its entirety. But let's look at it. Like I said, of course, Ghanaians are demanding for his resignation. But he said, "Come on, you can criticize me all you want, but I trained other jogging club." That has been his defense all along. But let's look at Group A. Like I said, of course, we have to look at each of the groups and look at the teams that have qualified and those who have the chance to qualify today, Monday, and of course, tomorrow, Tuesday, wherever you are across the world. Okay, let's look at Group A. Of course, we have Tunisia on 10 points, then Comoros on 9 points already. So that group is sealed already. Tunisia and Comoros, they are already, of course, on the list of teams. So 4 teams that will be going to the AFCON. Then Group B, we have Morocco on 15 points, exception of the Atlas Lions. And of course, I remember Victor Boniface saying that, Victor Boniface, super good striker. I remember him saying that Morocco are going to be one of the teams to watch out for in AFCON in Morocco. Then in Group B, Gabon, they have 7 points, Lesotho 4 points, and of course, Central African Republic 3 points. Particularly, I'm disappointed in the Central African Republic because of how they've progressed so far in African football in the last few years. You would have expected them at least to do better. They are at the bottom of the group with just 3 mega points. Then you have Lesotho that is not even known to be a footballing nation, doing better than the Central African Republic. in Group B. So the group is still open between Lesotho and Gabon, because Gabon, they have just a 7 point, and Lesotho on 4 points. Then Group C, Egypt, fantastic. I said it somewhere that it seems the North Africans are prepared for this AFCON more than any other part of the continent, because almost all the North African teams have qualified, if you except from Libya and of course some other Sudan and the like. Sudan, of course, their fate, they will know their fate when they play their last game against Angola. So in Group C, you have Egypt on 13 points, then you have Botswana on 7 points, then Cape Verde on 4 points. So the last ticket in that group, which is the second, will be determined between Botswana and, of course, Cape Verde. And, of course, Mauritania also have 4 points. So they also stand a chance of qualifying in Group C. Then Group D, of course, we all know that Nigeria have sealed the qualification because they have 11 points after 5 matches. So, of course, it is unassailable. And we have Benin on 7 points. Then you have Rwanda on 5 points. The shocking thing was Libya. Libya, who have almost been down and out, going to Kigali to beat Rwanda last week. And that automatically sealed Nigeria's qualification to the AFCON. And Benin Republic failing to beat Nigeria, of course, in Abidjan, of course, actually threw that group open. So mathematically, even Libya can still qualify if they're able to beat, of course, they are able to beat Benin Republic with a wide margin in the last game, and Nigeria beat Rwanda. So you can't just even rule anything out at all, because by the time the calculators are pressed, you realize that teams that you've actually beat are thought that they won't be going to the AFCON might just be picking a ticket. I think one thing I like the Libyans for is their spirit. Remember what happened with Nigeria on match day 4 when they treated Nigerians like they were some form of animals. And thanks to CAF, for, of course, for doing what they are supposed to do. But the Libyans said, no, we wouldn't just go down without a fight. And they're actually showing it in D. Then in Group E, in Group E, we have Algeria already done. It is done and dusted for Algeria and Equatorial Guinea. Both of them have picked the ticket right there. So, of course, Equatorial Guinea, that is sealed for the two teams. Then in Group F, like I've said, Angola have qualified already. They have 13 points. Very, very, very interesting turnout of event in Group F, because at the initial point when this draw was made, a lot of people thought, okay, Ghana will certainly lead the group. And some people were tipping Angola, or nobody even gave Sudan a chance. But as it were right now, Angola already done and dusted. So the Black Stars have 3 points. They are at the bottom of the group. Then Nigeria have 4 points. They are second to the last. And that is why a lot of Ghanaians are animated. It is allowed, because if you have a group where Nigeria at the senior level in African football, Nigeria are at the top of Ghana, that will make everyone to get incensed. It will make everyone to believe it. Of course, you need to see the comment of Ghanaians after that 1-0 draw against Angola last week. You will realize that the disappointment was just top notch, particularly in Otto Addo, because in Otto Addo's second coming, a lot of people had high expectations, particularly we said on this group. James and I, we said that perhaps, if you can recall, I don't know, that perhaps he shouldn't have returned to this job, because something made him to resign in the first place. And those factors hadn't changed before he came, and it seems he's experiencing the same thing right now. So the anguish and the anger of Ghanaians is well understandable, and I think is in line, is in order, because if you have Nigeria topping Ghana in any group, not even at age level, this is football at the senior level. On my fingers, I could count top stars playing for the Black Stars of Ghana. And you need to ask yourself, how many Nigerians even play abroad? That is a question that a lot of people have been asking. But like I said, that the Ghanaians, mathematically, they have a chance of qualifying, because if you look through it, Sudan will be hosting Angola. Now, Ghana will be playing Nigeria. If Ghana wins, that will leave Ghana with 6 points. Oh, okay, it's done. The Black Stars can't qualify, actually. Yeah, they can't qualify, because, of course, even with a defeat, the Sudan will still qualify. So that actually makes it six AFCONs that the Black Stars will be actually be missing. Yeah, Angola on 13 points, Sudan on 7 points. Actually, the team that actually have a chance of maybe beating Sudan to the ticket is Niger. So if Niger are able to get a win over the Black Stars, 7 points, and if Sudan lose to Angola, so Niger could actually have a chance. So for the Black Stars, they are still trying to settle in the latest development, and we'll see how that pans out because some people are still pressing for Otto Addo's resignation. If the pressure gets too much, I don't know if Otto Addo will eventually throw in at the tower. It is very, very sad because if you have an AFCON, the last two editions, the Black Stars have failed to qualify beyond the group phase. The 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, we also realized that of course, they actually got knocked out in the group phase as well. So it's not been looking good for the Black Stars at all. Okay, then we have a Group G. Let's go to Group G. We have Zambia on 10 points. Then we have Cote d'Ivoire on 9 points. So both countries have qualified. Of course, they have qualified in Group G. Then in Group H, we have DR Congo on 12 points. DR Congo on 12 points. Then Guinea on 9 points. Then we have Tanzania on 7 points. So the last ticket, which is the second ticket in Group H, we have to be contested between Guinea and, of course, Tanzania. Then in Group I, we have Mali on 11 points. We have Mozambique on 8 points. Then we have Guinea-Bissau on 5 points. So Guinea-Bissau, mathematically, they still have a chance. So they will maybe, hopefully, try to get a win and, of course, a wider score margin to be able to get the second point and beat Mozambique to the second ticket in that group. But it's going to be quite some challenge. Then in Group J, we have Cameroon already there, Cameroon and Zimbabwe. So we'll be saying Zimbabwe at the AFCON because both of them, they've qualified. Cameroon 11 points, Mozambique on 9 points in second place. And in third place, we have Kenya on 5 points. Then in Group K, South Africa and Uganda, of course, both nations, they showed their superiority in that group. That's Group K, and shown that they cannot of course, miss the next AFCON. So both teams are going to be there. And the last but not the least, in Group L, we have Senegal on 13 points. And sadly, we won't be seeing Aliou Cisse, except there is some form of intervention. But remember that the Senegalese Football Federation have said that this is going to be the last year that Aliou Cisse will be in charge of the Teranga Lions. So we'll see what happens. Burkina Faso on 10 points. So both teams have qualified, but again, Senegal, they showed their superiority in the group. And that, of course, that raises the question once again of why the Senegalese Football Federation decided to part ways with Aliou Cisse for the beautiful things that he's done in the last few years. If you could still recall as well, some of the excuses, some of the reasons that they listed as to why they decided not to renew his contract, they're just like flimsy excuses, really flimsy excuses that he failed to meet certain parameters at certain competitions. But of course, we get the fingers crossed and see who they are going to bring in to replace him, because the next AFCON is going to be, don't forget, in December. Yeah, December 2025 is going to be, as a matter of fact, from December 21st into the new year of 2026. So that is how it is. And some people have been asking questions, why CAF actually pushed the AFCON to December? I think recently, if you've been following CAF very closely, they've had some financial challenges. As a matter of fact, in the executive meeting they had in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, a few weeks ago, they actually revealed that they've been able to cut losses for about over 60%. And you will know that they were very intentional about the finances. You will know that they are trying to actually balance the books, and it's one of the reasons why the Africa Women Cup of Nations will not be holding in 2025. So that is why they will push the men's tournament to the end of the year. At least by 2026, they expect that the finances will be better through partnership, endorsement, and all of that. Thank you so much for keeping focused with Sport Africa. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It is sad that the Black Stars, so for the sixth time, the Black Stars will not be at the AFCON. I don't know how that is going to be, but I remember when Nigeria missed out on the 2022, I beg your pardon, FIFA World Cup in Qatar. it never sunk into a lot of Nigerians until when the tournament actually got started and they saw the African teams playing. That is how it's going to be for Ghanaians, for football fans in that country. When they see the tournament kick off and the flag of their country is not raised and the Black Stars are not playing, that is usually even gets more painful. But hopefully, the Minister of Sport, Mr. Mustafa Sif, and of course, Dr. Koto Crack, with GFA president, hopefully they will be able to actually, maybe push further to ensure that Ghana will qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Because I saw one of the meetings that Dr. Koto Crack held with the Black Stars, very passionate appeal, very passionate challenge about why the players should, respect the badge that they wear on their shirt. And he was actually literally telling them that if you know you can't give 100% to the country, please just stay back. When we invite you for games, just tell us that you can't come so that we can give opportunities to other persons who will want to represent the team. Because you can't just understand why the Black Stars, who means the AFCON, you can't understand why a team like Niger Republic, I don't even know where Niger is ranked in African football. FIFA, they are almost not even seen. Then when it comes to Africa, where do you rate Niger? What have they achieved? But here they are topping the Black Stars on the table. And for Black Stars game, even against Niger, you have a number of players that have pulled out already through injury. So that even makes it worse because, okay, if the Black Stars fail to qualify for the AFCON, they might want to finish on a high. Here we have the likes of Jordan Ayew, Gideon Mensah, Alidu Seidu, and Fatawu Ishaku. They've all pulled out of these games because of, and that was after the long list of players who pulled out through injuries before the game, before the draw in Angola. So it is sad. I'm actually emphasizing on Ghana because Ghana, whether you like it or not, they are one of the powerhouses of African football. But it's sad that this is happening. Of course, Nigeria too, they have their own challenge in the 2020 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, which will resume in March 2026. So everyone is with its own challenge. But hopefully, at the end of the day, the Black Stars will be able to get over it and begin to shine once again in the sky. Thank you so much once again for your support for Sport Africa. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Click on that notification button so that you can get these videos. Now, let us know what you think about the Black Stars missing out, particularly for our Ghanaian fans. What do you think should be done? Whose edge should rule for this? Is it Dr. Protokrako, the Minister of Sport? Is it Dr. Koto Krapu, the GFA president? Is it Mustafa Osif, the Minister of Sports, or Otto Addo himself? Or should we blame the players? Do you think the players are patriotic enough, are giving their best in whether the white and white or yellow stripes of the red and red colors of the country? Let us know who you think should be blamed for this debacle that the Black Stars will not be playing at the AFCON. I'm actually so passionate about that. You see that I was even saying that mathematically the Black Stars could qualify until I looked very well into the stats once again that the Black Stars will not be there. It is going to be sad, particularly for me. I'm not a Ghanaian, but I am passionate about what goes on, particularly in the top countries in African football. Well, hopefully everyone will get behind the federation, the players, so that the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, they can do the needful. Thank you so much once again. I remain Ashalula FM. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.